So we have our level here, okay? 96.85. And you can see we have 96.84.49 as our sell. So when we go into this, let's just go to a 3-minute chart. Sure, that looks good. 3-minute chart. 96.84 is our first sell. So that we actually got filled on that. That was actually my price that held it down. So you can see that because I had about 25 Bitcoin there, 96.84.49 at the top of the screen. And that's where I had taken my sell. Okay. I rebought at 96.93, exiting the trade. Well, this was sitting there for a little while, but anyways, at 03.27, right? Profits are taken, 96.33 down here. So profits are taken down right here. Just really good spot to take profits. Really what I was looking for was it to come back up and test a higher level. I was looking at, there was a little bit of a deeper range in here that I thought I could get a second scalp on, which I did indeed take. So the first order is filled. So let's talk about that. This gets partially filled, sold right there, right? So 96.33 resell. Why do I take 96.73 here? What would have justified that? You guys guide my trade here. What would have justified me taking
ladder point
96.73?
A ladder point here in this one.
So we don't see anything here. So what do I do?
1 minute.
Okay, so let's go there. So where's the 96.73?
This one.
So let's mark that and see where it is. 96.75. Aha, take the perfect second trade. Okay, so second trade comes 96.73. We get filled for 25. 74.34. I upped it $1. I got even greedier. I said, you know what? I want to be even greedier. Negotiating for price, right? Anyways, it goes to 96.75. So perfect first entry, perfect second entry, perfect first sell. But why, if I think this is shorting? Because Dilbert said it was polarized, which he's right. The move is extremely polarized. So why 96.50 do I decide to get out of this trade? If this thing is so polarized that it should pull back like $1,000, like it did the following day. Why do I get out of this trade?
That's where because I can follow everything because polarization, next ladder point, I would say indeed like next ladder point, but indeed like.
So you're saying that this is the next ladder point here.
Well, or maybe.
And it's true. It's holding the move down.
Yeah. And then again, next ladder point because but maybe it's because not experienced enough and too biased that this will short it down to like 8,800.
Okay.
And missing the signals, but indeed why?
But why do I get out of the trade?
I guess it's holding this one here. Like just holding some level in here. Why this is the 1 minute.
Yeah, did you not hit a leg lower down and that told you this isn't continuing?
Nope, nothing to do with the leg.
You're not hitting your targets on the bottom side?
Nope.
So trend and...
Who drew that green line?
That's me.
Perfect, Gilbert, bang on. Now, where am I drawing this trend? Because you have it from here to here, which is incorrect.
Probably a higher time frame one.
3 or 5 or 15 even,
yeah.
Okay, we have a 15-minute high point. This isn't developed, so you use something like this, right? This obviously doesn't allow me to get out at 96.50 because once this breaks, you're already 96.66, and you're forfeiting all the profits, right? Like you still want to make good profits on a trade. $25 there is a pretty decent profit. That's still like $1,000 profit almost. So who thinks this is the trend, or who thinks this is a good start?
I usually go to like on a time frame where I can connect my two accumulation candles. So I would.
So what do we do then?
I would go to the 5 first.
Okay,
and then I would have my trend like something like this.
So you would like that.
Yeah.
Well, I would take it from the top of the distribution candle as a base down.
So that can't be right. Taking it from the top of a distribution candle, this can't be right because we always have to use.
But is it not an accumulation candle in another time frame?
On which time frame?
Yeah.
On the 15 as well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the base of the 15.
So you could have done the 15 and hard close on the 5.
So exactly, Dilbert, you got it right. So in this trade, highest accumulation point and work your time frames down till you get the swing of the move up. Here's the first break, right? Dumps down, breaks its first trend, creates its next trend right here, right? So now we actually have a trigger point in this trade, something that is allowing us to execute out of this trade when we say, okay, if it's going to break this move, it's going to go up and short something else. So this was already taken. We've got this here, right? Let's go to the 1 minute. We have got this in the moment. So we're going to go right here. So we've taken our first trade, executed. Great. We made something like 50 or 60% profits in a few minutes. It was pretty decent. It was like from here to here. So roughly 50%. So, you know, a cool 12, 13, 1400 bucks. Not bad. Okay. So then we kind of go forward. We take our next point, which is like the perfect entry, saying, if we're taking this trade, what are we saying?
Laddering
It's
down.
laddering down.
Right. It's laddering down. Exactly. So we are accepting and saying that, okay, this is going to ladder the move down. So this is going to be the perfect second entry for this trade, unless there's some deeper range up here. But this is like a perfect second entry. So again, we just trust our TA, right? We have the polarized point of the move. This can ladder it here. This is polarized to here, right? Perfect part of the trade. And we also have this guy down here holding the move, right? So we haven't hard closed this. It's the 1 minute. It's all we really have to go on, right? It's there's nothing else. You can put it here, but again, you have to remember that a hold level will hold through trend. So if this hold level continues to hold through trend, you are going to be testing this range to see if you can break up and create a microcycle. So when we're in this move here, we have our next piece right here. Okay, trend is holding, or hold level's holding. Great.
Would you have exited your second trade there on that whole level holding?
So I exited at 49.54. So 49. 49, where's 49? I didn't exit yet because I would be looking for a hard close. Like what I would be doing here is I'd say, okay, this is the 3 minute. You can go forward a candle. And you're in this moment where you're saying, okay, you need to hard close this move in order to justify getting out of it, right? Because I was still in at this point at 48. When I saw this move holding, I was still in looking to get out of the trade, saying that this thing looks like it's about to break up. And there's another reason why this thing looks like it's going to break up. And so fine, this move is pretty explainable here. It just ends up going through its piece and straight up and over. So there's still something that is missed. The very first piece of this move is here. And notice we're working backwards in time frames. But when you are looking at this, you would be doing the same process, right? You'd be going from the next highest distribution point, right? And we don't have anything yet. We would have had this here. And the 3 minute hard closes to here like this, right? And then so we can walk through this thing, and the 3 minute hard closes to here like this, right? So we're going to color this a little differently. I'm going to go maybe just, yeah, sure, we'll go green. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. So on this here, we do have a second piece of this move, right? We have our 5 minute trend that was established from here to here, right? And then in this moment, it actually hard closes to here, right? Which also doesn't give us our 5 minute. We're just going to leave that there. That's fine. But indeed does give us this 3 minute point right here, right? So when we're in this trade, we have kind of two trends that we can go based off of. And when I see this hard close right here, right, in this move, past where the 5 minute is, and you could even have adapted it to here. It would have been the same thing. You can see it's trying to break a different interior trend. And the higher trend fuels the move. So when I'm making this decision, like, okay, what is going to let me get out of this trade? Let's delete all of this for a second. You have to use your interior trends to understand if the range is holding or not, right? So you have, very simply, you have the 15 minute right here, right? So you have this right here, which is adapted to the first point. And then you actually have nothing left back here, but you do have a 5 minute from what starts here to here. And then in the moment, right, you can't see it right now because you'd have to actually go through the reflare tool, which we can do. You don't have any trends at this point. You don't have a single trend at this point. Here you actually do create one. So you actually have a 5 minute trend here. So you can actually go and start hard closing this to see if this is going to hold as well. And it actually does hard close to there, right? So it actually does hard close to there. So you actually have two interior trends here, right? And you can see one is starting to break right here. You can see that starting to break. So you can see that trends are are already starting to break. So when you're looking at these hold levels and you're saying, okay, this hold level is hit, right? This is actually hard closing on a smaller time frame, even to right here. So you can see where your trends are starting to collapse. Like even right here, it's really close to collapsing. So when we continue to backtest and hold this back here, you're starting to actually move through the move. Takes a little move down, holds its range, which gives you this right here to reshort the move. And it doesn't even come close. It just breaks over its last piece, and it's completely polarized there. But like your range is breaking, right? And you can see the moment it breaks when you actually use your interior trends from the highest time frames down. Because in this moment, you would have only had a 5-minute trend to go based on. And so when this closes, the move is done. And then you have another interior trend in here from back here. It's about right there. It's like this to the 3 minute. 3 minutes. I believe it was this guy right here and adapts to this one right here. So you have two trends that you're losing. We need to make this one yellow. It's a little confusing. They're very close. Come back to here in the move, right? There's that hard close point right there. So what do you have left on the 1 minute? Right there. 1 minute's broken. So if you were to move this here, the 1 minute is already broken. Once you break over this trend, you're breaking both trends. You have nothing left compressing the move. So at 49, this becomes clear that you're starting to hold the move. That was the final moment right here. This becomes clear that you're breaking the move right here, right? Your interior trend. Once you start holding this move and you actually start holding through this trend, once you start actually holding this move through the trend, you can see where the move is holding, and a hold level is going to hold until the move breaks, right? Like it's very much the same thing we always look at whenever you have a hold level in the move like this. Your hold levels are designed to break trend, right? So when you start holding whatever it is here that you're holding, whatever it is, for me it's this, right? Whatever you can justify best entry on here. Simply exiting this trade because it's breaking its range. It's starting a new cycle up. Yeah, let's go to XBT. And then it's quite simple why it moves up when you start breaking down all these ranges, right? You've got this range here. It's already testing. It gets tested by this range here. And forward and forward in the move, right? That range is tested here, right? Like this is all testing, whatever this is, whatever's inside of this range right here. Maybe it's here somewhere, I'm not sure. But whatever's inside of this range here, everything below it was already tested, right? So you're pretty polarized in this. Pretty polarized in this move until almost right here. Like everything was already tested. So you're going to gap from here to one of these higher levels. This is just a random level on the chart. It's I don't even know if this is what it's hitting, but what is a hold level designed to do? It is designed to hold it through the move, right? So if this continues to hold, you're breaking your trend down. It's the same thing we see interior is what we're seeing out here. It's the same thing. Hold level is designed to hold a move down. And if it can continue holding it down, like I wouldn't even be surprised if we went like this and held in this little corner here and then lost this move and just fell straight off a cliff. Thousands of dollars down to some crazy range down here, or even possibly down here. Just where your polarity points are, right? But it's the same thing here, right? Like it's the same thing we just looked at, just on a larger time frame. The hold level is going to continue to hold the move. That's it, almost as an origin point, right? It's going to just continue to push it down and through the move. And then everything had been already tested. This is already tested. So, you know, once you break over this level here, this 97.20 level, the moment of polarization, like that's already tested. This range here, whatever these two candles are testing is already testing whatever's inside of this range here. And then what is this range testing here? Right, this is already testing whatever this piece of the range is that is being tested here. Right, whatever this is testing back here was already tested. It's somewhere inside the candle. Let's take the magnet tool off. Whatever this is testing here, this range is already tested. This range is already tested. This range is already tested. So when you're looking at this move, this is the only level that's been continuously holding the move. So that's fine. It's a whole level that's just continuing to hold the move. Now, would I have guessed it would have went to that level? No, probably not. I would have been dissecting. Well, you can't dissect this range because this whole level is already being, like, what you could do is you can take, like, first you identify what can't be used. Okay, so this can't be used. None of this can be used because it's already being tested here. So that can't be used. Can this be used? So some point from here down could be used. So you have this right here, and then you can work down from this. So this is already tested, actually. So it has to be between here and here somewhere. There has to be something in here. Otherwise, it's just gapping up to its next range. That's the 12-hour right there. That's already tested. So you have to be between there somewhere. This is already tested too. That's part of that 12-hour range. So yeah, that's already tested. There's not really anything here. Take another look at it, but I didn't see anything. This is tested on that 12-hour, so it can't be that. That's that same thing right there. Now I wonder if there's something in between that. You could possibly have this. I really doubt it though. You're more likely to be right here. Come on. Because this, whatever is inside of this candle is already being tested there. No, that's already tested here. It's part of a larger range. Whatever this is. So there's your two levels. Your two levels that have already been tested. Yeah, I don't think you can even use this. I think you just have to go to the larger level. I'm pretty sure there would be a short that happens here at 10.3, but yeah, it's not something I would feel. It's how thin is the move? Where could it go? Okay, let's take this replayer tool off. This is going to take forever. I wonder if there's even a test there at this. This is not a level I would have bought, I can tell you that. No, that's not a level I would have bought. But this makes sense. I don't think I would have been long to that point there. I probably would have exited somewhere around here when I saw the pullback. But anyways, that's you know, when you're dissecting this range here, Dilbert had said earlier, it's going to gap to its next level. You can see there's nothing left to test. Like, that's why buying that 96.85 level, that 30-minute, that's why it's such a good level to buy, because there's nothing left, because it's either a long over top of it or a short underneath it. Just plain and simple. You short when the level comes, or you long over top of it. There's nothing left. It's polarized right to its next range. Even if you can justify the range only being at 9,900, whether or not you caught the whole thing. Yeah, even if it's just justifiable to here, it doesn't change the fact that this is a very polarized level.